Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play, Seipher Plays Kingdom Hearts, an action RPG from my childhood, born from a joke project that only happened because Square Enix and Disney Japan happened to share a building. Sorry about that. I highly doubt it would have been made today due to how ludicrous the idea sounds in concept. It also holds a special place in my heart, cheesy as it is to say so. In any case, let's not waste any more time here at the title screen. I'll be playing on normal difficulty, and I'll be keeping the vibration off. And I will see you guys in just a bit, because I do not want to get a copyright strike for what's about to come up. So, I'll see you in a bit.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
So much to do. So little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. The door is still shut. Now, step forward. Can you do it? No, I am a 14-year-old boy and I have not learned how to take my first steps. In any case, that was quite the opening. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the music in it because YouTube copyright is pretty strict about that sort of thing, especially with Japanese music artists. But I'm sure you can find the song to listen to. Utada Hikaru's Simple and Clean. In any case, let's take our first steps. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Choose well. Now, circle to jump. Okay, so that voice actually has a bit of a fun fact to it. It is intended to be Mickey Mouse speaking to our main character for right now. If I had the ability to do a Mickey Mouse impression, I probably would have done that, but I unfortunately can't really do impressions. So, our first choice is between these three weapons. This first choice will actually have a pretty massive effect on your gameplay. It will affect your starting stats, the amount of health sorry, not the amount of health, the amount of item slots you'll get later on, and the order in which you learn abilities. If you go with this sword over here, the Dream Sword, it will give you increased starting strength and an additional item slot later on. You'll also learn combat-related abilities sooner. If you go with the Dream Rod over here, you'll get increased MP and AP, but will not get any additional item slots. You'll also learn magic-related abilities sooner. And if we go with the Dream Shield here, you'll get increased defense starting out, and will gain 2 additional item slots later on. You'll also learn support-related abilities sooner. In the PS2, you'll start gaining abilities at level 9 and gain a new one every 3 levels until level 78, and then you'll only gain a new ability every 6 levels until level 100. I'll provide a chart here now for the PS2 versions of the abilities based on your choices. For the final mix versions and remasters, the ability orders are a bit different and there are some additional ones. For those, I will leave a link to a website with the ability information in the description of these videos for the final mix and remastered versions. Now then, I am going to go with my gut and choose the shield. The power of the Guardian, kindness to aid friends, a shield to repel all. Is this the power you seek? Yes. Your path is set. Now what will you give up in exchange? And as I had said before, this choice will determine your starting stats. I will be flashing up what you will get, or what your starting stats will be now with this chart. Okay, and with that said, I'm going to actually pick the sword for what I'm giving up. The power of the warrior, invincible courage, sword of terrible destruction. You give up this power? Yes, I do. You've chosen the power of the guardian. You've given up the power of the warrior. Is this the true form you choose? You've gained the power to fight. So X to attack. Alright, you've got it. Use this power to protect yourself and others. The green gauge displays your hit points, HP, or health. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continue screen. The blue gauge shows your magic points, MP. Magic is still a mystery to you. There will be times when you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. The first enemy of the game, the shadows, the most basic enemy that we'll be seeing on this journey. They don't really do much damage. They mainly jump at you and will occasionally sink into the floor, in which they'll be invulnerable. You gain experience, EXP, by defeating enemies. With enough experience, you gain a level. Furthermore, defeated enemies sometimes leave behind items. You can take these items by walking up to them. Different items can do different things, like restore HP or MP. Behind you. Generally, you'll automatically target the nearest enemy, but you can lock onto a specific enemy by pressing R1. Lock-on will appear on the upper left corner of the screen while you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the actions available to you, especially against other targets. Press R1 again to release a target lock. As the voice is telling us, pressing R1 will get us a target lock, but if we're not locked onto anything, we'll just target the nearest enemy that we can attack. And I did not mean to take all that damage. Yeah, shadows can be a little annoying because they do tend to attack you in groups, but they're not super annoying. I suppose while we're here, I should say that I am playing the original PS2 version, not any of the Final Mix remakes, although that's probably pretty obvious since I haven't had any since I flashed up the chart for abilities. I'm mainly doing this because I honestly kind of prefer the originals, at least to some extent. Usually nowadays all you see is the final mix and remaster versions on YouTube, and I wanted to go back to something classic from my childhood. This will prove a bit more difficult, but I do feel like it'll make for a far more interesting Let's Play. This is a field icon. It pops up whenever a special command is available. You can examine nearby objects by selecting Examine, then pressing X to confirm. I can't open it. Mystery and the question mark in the command menu turns into various commands. In the final mix version, you would just have to press triangle for that, but this is the original. You can push large crates. You can also smash them. You can take these items by walking up to them, use them with the items command. You can lock onto objects as well as enemies, and we can use L2 to switch between targets, okay. Alright then, let's go through this door. Hold on, the door won't open just yet. First, tell me more about yourself. Press the select button to shift between first-person view, and you can use the left stick to look around, and select to exit. Not really much use to this, but it's there. Let's talk. The attack command has changed to talk. Select talk to strike up a conversation with someone nearby. So this is going to be your next major choice. Each of these characters from Final Fantasy 9, 8 and 10 will be able to, will ask you a question. Depending on your answer, you will get at a specific time of day. This time of day affects the rate at which you earn experience throughout your journey. I'll flash up a chart here and now to explain what each means. So, Dawn, for those of you who mainly pick the first option in these three characters options, a somewhat sharp exponential curve of experience. You will need less experience to level up from levels 1 to 40, but after 40 you will take more time to level up to level 100. If you pick mainly the middle options or an even split of the three, you will get midday, which is an even curve of experience. You'll have the same amount of experience from level 1 to 100. Well, the same in level, well, not the same, but a rather even distribution as you go up to level 100 from level 1. What do you want out of life? To be strong. And let's talk to this guy. What are we afraid of? Well, being indecisive. And if you're like me, choosing mainly the bottom trio, you will get Dusk, which is basically the inverse of Dawn. From levels 1 to 40, you will level up more slowly, but after 40 to 100, you will level up more quickly, generally taking 100k less experience than the other two options. Being indecisive, is that really so scary? It can be. You want friendship. You want to be strong. You're afraid of being indecisive. Your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but a rising sun awaits your journey's end. Sounds good. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. Press the start button to open the menu screen. In the main menu, you can do things like view your inventory and status, or configure your game settings. However, you can't open the menu during battle. And of course, just as you tell us that we can open the menu, you decide to throw us into a fight so that we can't open it. That's rather interesting game design, I suppose. Oh well, luckily we're not really dealing with anything too difficult to take down. This is a save point. Touch save points to recover HP and MP. Open the save menu by selecting save, then pressing X to confirm. Be sure to save your progress before quitting the game. It's a good idea to save often. If anything goes wrong, you can then load your save data and resume from there. And a stained glass staircase to heaven. Guess we gotta follow it. And if we look behind us, traversing this staircase has cut off our only save point. Not that I intended to use it for the middle of an episode. In any case, let's just make our way up. The closer you get to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. But don't be afraid. And don't forget. Our first boss. This is Darkside. A rather simple affair of a boss. He attacks in two methods. The indirect method that he's doing right now to stick his hand into the ground to spawn a bunch of shadows that will hurt you if he hits you with his fist. He has one other attack, which is to kneel and prostrate himself to shoot out a bunch of energy blasts. You can hit these back at him, but it's very difficult to manage. As such, I would usually just stick to going for his hands, and if you manage to get up on his hand when he's doing that punch that he does, you can climb up his arm to hopefully do a bit more damage by attacking his head. You don't have to worry if you don't win this. This battle is optional to succeed, but I personally want to do it just because of the experience. This is part of the issue with having the Dream Shield as your weapon of choice. It doesn't have a lot of reach, so it's a bit hard to really make use of. At least to hit an opponent because of how short its reach how short your reach is. When he gets low on HP, he'll start doing the more energy blasts with his second attack. And there we go. I do kind of wish I could have gotten up to his head to show off how much you get some bonus experience for that, but Oh well, c'est la vie. But don't be afraid. You hold the mightiest weapon of all. So don't forget. You are the one who will open the door.
Whoa! Give me a break, Kyrie.
Sora, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow!
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I've told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft.
Ah!
And you're just as lazy as he is.
So you noticed. Okay, we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
And just like that, we have gotten into our first world, Destiny Islands. Now, before we end things off, I do want to do 3 last things. There are some duels here, and we do technically have some objectives with that raft that Sora, Kyrie, and Riku were talking about, but we're going to ignore that for right now in favor of getting these duels on. So first, let's talk to this guy, Waka.
Hey, what's happening, man?
One of the major characters from Final Fantasy X, and honestly, one of my favorites from that game. Let's talk to him again. Yo, you up for a round? Sure, let's play. Our first of 4 opponents on this first day of Destiny Islands. Waka will attack you from a range with his Blitzball. If you hit it back at him, you'll get some experience points. And it'll stun him for a bit. He's generally very easy, however, if you do keep too close to him, he will attack you with a spin attack. He does telegraph that big attack, which will do a lot of damage if you get hit by it. Generally, you'll just want to keep your distance and smack his ball back into his face. Or dodge out of the way. And thankfully he doesn't have much HP, and will be fully healed for beating him. Next, let's talk to this girl.
Ah, the breeze feels great.
Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII, who, honestly, I'm not entirely sure if she's much like her actual game counterpart. Granted, she is much younger here. I haven't actually played Final Fantasy VIII. Want a duel? Alright, now you're talking.
Okay, don't hold back.
She fights with a jump rope and will generally jump at you to attack. She will take a bit of damage from her rope if you do hit it back at her. She has this spinning attack, which can be interrupted by your own attack. And fun fact about her, her jump attack, where she hits herself with her jump rope if you parry at just the right time, will not actually kill her, so you can easily grind indefinitely off of her. And she has the least HP of all the enemies on this island, so it'll be rather short work to get through her. Next, I kind of wish that maybe there's a setting I can do for the camera. Automatic or manual camera movement, press X when controller setting. Let's see. Camera. Yeah. I'll just ignore it for right now. Let's go up here because we do have another opponent up here that I want to take on.
Hey, Sora, you feel lucky today?
Tidus from Final Fantasy X as well, and the main protagonist of that game. Let's see. He's honestly the hardest of the three Final Fantasy characters here on Destiny Islands to fight. He does a lot of direct attacks, he likes to jump at you, and will generally sidestep. You can parry him and get some experience off him that way. Because he's so direct, if you just run away, you can easily parry him. And he can actually be a decent source of experience too, but I honestly prefer Selphie because she gives the same amount of tech points and is a bit easier to counterattack. That said, if you're going for grinding on these guys, Tidus is probably your fastest bet if you can get used to the timing of his attacks.
Oh man, I'm really off today.
From completing all three of these fights, we've unlocked an additional duel with all three of them at the same time. This can be done by talking to Tidus, by going with this "you three against me" quote. It is a bit difficult, so I would not recommend doing it until you're a little higher leveled if you want to grind here, because having to deal with all three of them at once can be a bit tricky. If you do win, you get a potion at the end of it, so it's rather useful. Let's go in here. There is a save point here, but it's not the main issue. There's one last fight we want to do, and normally I would say wait to do this until after you've gotten your levels up from fighting the other three a bit, but I want to show this off before we end things off. Riku over here. We talked to him. You got everything we need for the raft. I gave my stuff to Kyrie. Hey Sora, how about a quick round? Grab your sword. Okay, you're on. This one decides the champion. The hardest fight on this island, basically the boss. You'll have to be careful as falling off the island will result in an instant loss, and Riku does a lot of damage. You'll want to make sure that you're locked on. And you'll want to get out of the way when you knock him down like that, because his kick will do a lot of damage to you.
You still don't got it.
However, I'm not really taking my own advice.
You still don't got it. Come on. Don't tell me you're giving up already. Come on. You still don't got it. Come on. Don't tell me you're giving up already. Come on. Come on.
And I'm probably going to lose this because I'm not quite doing all that good at getting out of his way when he's in that. Yep. Unfortunately, from losing, you will see your score go down, or his score go up and yours stay the same. If you win, your score will go up, and you'll get a potion off of him, just like the 3-on-1 battle. It can be a bit difficult. Usually you like to be level 6 to be able to take on Riku, but unfortunately I am not that. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I think I got close. It's honestly a little hard to tell until we get into a certain ability. In any case, with all that done, I'm going to end things here. I'm going to do a lot of grinding as sort of a handicap. I'll explain more in the next episode. So, until then, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.